If you skip this, you can gain an extra 15 minutes of break time that you can use throughout the entire day of your exam. This is huge. All you need to do is before you walk into the test, make sure that you understand the tutorial and the overview section well, so that you don't feel the need to go through it on the day of your exam. Just be sure to click on the media section where you can check the sound for your headphones to make sure that your headphones are working. Then skip the rest of the tutorial and you can add an extra 15 minutes and have 60 minutes total of break time. As far as how to use that break time, for step 1, there's 7 blocks of questions and you have the equivalent of 60 minutes of break time. Personally, I recommend to do the first 2 blocks of questions back to back. Since you're probably going to be running on adrenaline, you're not going to need a lot of time in between to recover. Then take your first break after block 2 and then try to do another 2 blocks back to back. Note that if you want to have a quick break, either between 3 and 4 or between blocks 1 and 2, if you're starting to feel a little bit of fatigue, you can take a break without doing the check out and the check in process again, which takes extra time. That way you can just take a minute or 2 while you sit at your desk to do some deep breathing exercises or to recover. After block 5, you're probably going to start to feel more fatigued. So at this point, I recommend taking a longer break for lunch, either 20 to 30 minutes. This gives you about 10 to 20 minutes left over to use as your final break before the final block and the last push. For step 2, the break time strategy is very, very similar. Just note that you get 8 blocks of questions, and if you skip the tutorial, you still get 15 minutes. So in total, you still only get a maximum of 60 minutes of break time for step 2. What that means practically is that you may want to schedule your lunch to be a little bit later, maybe between blocks 6 and 7, and it might only be 20 minutes, so that you can still have a longer break between blocks 5 and 6. And finally, I had this nightmare that I would somehow forget to click on the take a break button or something like that, and that I'd walk out of my test and then walk back in, and the block would already be running and I'd be lost like 20 minutes already. The good news is that if you do nothing, it'll automatically start using your break time. Strategy number 3 is evaluating your score readiness. The best score predictors I know are the NBME self-assessments. However, one thing that you should note is that the step 2 scores can vary significantly from the predictions. One pro tip is to make snack bags for each break and then label which break you're going to take it on. So if I was planning on taking 4 breaks, I would have 4 different snack bags: break 1, break 2, break 3, and break 4. I know that this sounds weird since, like, of course you're gonna know like what's going on. It's surprising how when you're really getting into the exam, how nice it is to be able to walk out of your test, open your locker, and have to make no decisions, just find the bag that says break number 1 and then eat it, and then you're done. Another hack, especially to deal with test taking fatigue, is to use chocolate covered espresso beans. Why are chocolate covered espresso beans the secret weapon? Well, each bean has roughly 10 milligrams of caffeine, whereas a cup of coffee might have about 100. It makes it easier to titrate the perfect amount. I personally don't drink caffeine, so even 10 milligrams of caffeine is enough to give me a buzz. At each of my breaks, I would eat 1 espresso bean, and that was enough to give me a boost in concentration and focus for the next block or 2. Because it's discrete amounts, it also prevented getting jittery or having a crash later. And finally, because it's not an energy drink or coffee or something like that, there's no liquid, which means you'll have fewer bathroom breaks and you can be more intentional about the breaks that you take. The best strategy is if you plan on doing some form of overtraining where you do at least 8 or 9 blocks of questions, you want to practice everything as if it's going to be your real exam. That means get the exact snacks, lay them all out the night before, get your IDs, get your test permit, and walk through as if it's the real thing. Remember, familiarity breeds calm. Strategy number 6 is active versus passive review. Passive learning isn't great for USMLE studying in general, but it's even worse in the weeks leading up to your exam. Why is this? The NBME writes questions that will force you to apply principles and concepts. In the same vein, to reduce your anxiety on test day, I recommend taking your free 120 at the Prometric Center. Oftentimes, the Prometric Centers are not in the most obvious locations. If you force yourself to go through the process of finding it and going through rush hour traffic and then going through the check-in and checkout process and the locker systems and the ID requirements and all of the security procedures, plus know what it's like to take a break, find the bathroom, find the water, and everything else, and all of the other little things that you're not thinking about right now, going through that process does wonders for calming nerves on test day. To register, just search USMLE computer-based testing practice session at least 7 business days before you plan on taking your practice test, and ideally much more than that, so that you can ensure that you take your free 120 at the same place that you're going to take your real exam. It's important to note that if you're already taking the free 120, you're probably not going to be seeing any new information, But that's not the point. Demystifying your test day experience helps you be calmer when it matters most. So if you're like me and you get nervous for big tests, then it can help a lot to go through the process of taking the free 120 at your Prometric Center. If you're a medical student or a doctor preparing for either the USMLEs or COMLEX or one of your medical board exams, then be sure to sign up for our free 14-step program where we'll walk you through the most efficient ways for you to improve your score in a short period of time. And if you're interested in getting there faster, be sure to book a free call with our team where we'll break down what it is that's holding you back and, if it makes sense, explain how it is that we can help you to get there more efficiently.